Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to just demonstrate how much importance is given to the Vargas, to the divisional chart in Jyotisha, which is Vedic astrology. We will have this experience, at least I have, when I'm analyzing the chart, that sometimes we get a very accurate prediction with the Rashi chart, with the D1. This is the main chart, because in Vedic astrology, we don't only have the main chart, but we have also the Varga charts, the divisional charts, as they are called. And in some, we have 16 of them. Each is related to some specific area of life, like career life, or children, or fortune, finances, and so on. And in theory, if we think about it, this claim of this existence of these charts should be very beneficial, because then we can have much more clarity when it comes to the static prediction, but also the dynamism using the timing. So it would be very needed feature if we want to align with the complexity of life, because life is very complex, and just like we are lucky in something, not lucky in other things, we also have a few personalities for our children. We can be different. Behavior is there in career life and children, with the parents, and also our intelligence. We can be genius in some areas, and we have those very big blind spots in another parts. So there is this complexity, and Varga charts are, we could say, are aligning with these facts. It's not giving up to this essentialism of only Rashi chart, to this reductarian view, but we have also all those worlds of details now being, we are exposed to them because of these Varga charts. Going back to this initial thought that sometimes we get lucky with the D1, and it's not only one-time luck, but whenever the same planet is going back, it will activate that specific part of life which is seen in the Rashi chart. For example, you will have Antardasha of 10th Lord or planet in the 10th house, and whenever that planets get activated, we will have those events in life related to career life. So then we go to this fate, and we are very happy with Vedic astrology. But in other cases, we see that something is off. Some people will say, oh, this is not properly rectified, or there are other approaches to those experience of being inaccurate. Some people are going to the nakshatra system, some are going to the Bhava chakra, some are using the dispositors. There are many ways which are the, we could say, outcome of that bad experience, that this is not fitting right. And in Vedic astrology, because we have those Varga charts, and as Chara said, we cannot do even one step without them. So probably this backdrop, this alternative, this, we could say, helping net, will be those Vargas. And we could then come with that claim, with that theory, that those charts which have a Rashi chart, the main chart, aligned nicely with the Navamsha and also the other Varga charts, in this chart the person will get lucky. We call it lucky. So there will be many successful predictions with the D1, with the main chart. But for those other charts, when the Navamsha is a bit different, the Varga charts are also showing a different story, then it may not be so easy to use only the Rashi chart. There will be some disappointment, there will be confusion, there will be things which we will not understand. For example, like in this chart, we will analyze the person got separated from her spouse, the big thing, right? With the moon in 4th. In a Rashi chart, 9th Lord, 11th Lord in the 4th, which should be quite good time, and nothing related to 6 or 8. So then, of course, some people will say, oh, this is this nakshatra, this is this Bhava chakra, this is this dispositor. They will try to fill that blank spot, or they will try to make that bridge. But let's use Vargas and see how this is giving us the story. So we will go through the events of Linda Darnell, and we will see how the Rashi chart and how the Varga chart are telling the story. We'll just use the simple Moon Vimshotri. Moon Vimshotri works very well for her because she has Moon in the 4th house. So I have here a nice table. We'll be using that. I will go event by event. We have few of them. So the first was her debut in August 39. The Dasha was Moon Saturn. Now Saturn in Rashi chart, it's exalted, right? It's very nice. There is a Raja Yoga, combination for success, 5th lord with Jupiter, 7th lord and 4th lord, and the 9th lord. So huge thing is going on in the 2nd house, definitely. But we don't have big connection, right, to the 10th lord, to the, for example, some person who is starting astrology would say, oh, this is 6th lord, so this will be disease, or oh, this is the 5th lord. There should be some childbirth. Oh, of course, this is woman, so we are taking children from the 9th house, but just for the sake of theory, that could be the guess or prediction, right? We will fail. Now, if we would use the Dashamsa, then we know that person is starting the career life. The 5th house must get activated. And guess what? Saturn is in 5th house, right? So imagine you have the Dashamsa chart only and the Saturn Dasha is coming. And you will see, oh, Saturn is in the 5th. Did you start the career life in the Saturn Antardasha? And the person say, yes, that was my debut film at that time. Oh, it's working. Okay. So you see the Varga chart has different position of Saturn. And this is more accurate for that specific event. Now she got married in the Rahu. No, it was Moon Venus. And of course, in the Rashi chart, Venus is related to the 7th lord, right? Jupiter. But we know better, it must be 12th house more, right? Here this would Upapada, so definitely it's there. In the Navamsha, we know that the marriage can happen in the 7th lord, but we also have this theory that 10th from the 7 also can cause marriage, or 10th from Vivaha, that is 4th. And here we have Venus. So Venus is 4th lord, right? So here I would say that both in Rashi chart, especially because it's Venus, right, Jala Tattva, and in the Navamsha, we could get lucky. Even some would say, oh, the Rashi is better. Okay, let's agree for that one event. Then we got the major movie in Mars, Mercury. Mercury is 10th lord in the Lagna, right? So this is fame. And that's true. In the Dashamsa, we also get Lagna Lord. And remember, we were telling about the actors 9th and 3rd often get activated because this is the contracts, agreements. So Mercury is in the 3rd house in the Dashamsa. So we would say, again, it's visible in the Rashi chart. Mercury is there, it's giving some fame. But Mercury is quite afflicted, right? 10th Lord afflicted, Lagna Lord afflicted. This is a very interesting situation because this person had horrible health-related accident at the end of life, which ended her life, but also was very successful. So you can also see those gray areas. So that Mercury in Mothers of Career Life, very nice, very high, and in Mothers of Health, horrible. So you can see, you cannot say, right? Now, is someone would say, oh, I have Mercury, Lagna Lord with Mars and Sun. Is it good or bad, right? Many of those questions we got. But good and bad for what? Sometimes the question is wrong. Sometimes we need to reevaluate the axioms from which our questions are coming. Okay, then we have adopted daughter. Mars, Mercury. This can be hard now. Mars, Mercury giving an adopted daughter, right? By the way, in the Navamsha, we have 7th house Leo. This person was cinematographer. Leo is very often connected to the cinema. And 4th lord, which is 10th from 7th, the career life of the first spouse, is Venus related. We have this Rahu. This may show machines, right? Some will say, oh, but the Ketu is for that detailed machines, right? But there is also in the movie thing, there are also many those, we could say, let's call it primitive machines. You need to put the light, you need to make the ladder. There is a lot of those Rahu type of machinery involved. But okay, in the D7, in the Saptamsha chart, if you will count either 5th or 9th, Mercury joined them, right? And Mercury, like Mercury or Rahu or Saturn for adopted children must be also there. So we can see, yes, it is there, very visible in the Saptamsha, even in the Navamsha. In the Rashi chart, there also must be the connection, because 5th from Venus would be loaded by Rahu. And Mercury is an own sign, and it's in the Rahu sign, giving results of Rahu. So Mercury is screaming Rahu, Rahu. Therefore, also she had those short lifespan, because the Uchanata of Lagna, Lord of Mercury, is that Rahu in the 12. But we got this connection to the fifth from Venus in the Dasha of Mercury, right? Through that Rahu. And therefore, Rahu can also support this less conventional childbirth. But you can see we have to do some ninja tricks here, right? In the D1 to get it. It will be there because this D1 will have those different yogas, different connections. But which one? Which one will be the correct one? So you see, without Navamsha and Saptamsha, now this event could be hard to understand. Then she was romantically involved in Mars Ketu. Ketu is second lord in the Navamsha, and second house is the coming of the second spouse, right? So that would be the one explanation. If we take the Rashi chart, someone would say, yes, Ketu is in 6. It's bad for marriage. Yes, it's bad for marriage, but what was really going on, right? So with the Navamsha, we got a little bit more access to details. Filled for divorce, but it didn't happen yet. Then we had major movie in Mars-Venus. Mars-Venus. Okay, again, this Raja Yoga in Rashi gets activated. 9 Lord in the Navamsha, very beautiful. In the Dashamsa, again, we have connection to the 5th house, and Venus is in the 7th. 7th is about the winning competition, winning the awards, contests. So in that movie arena, there is all the time some kind of the whole dynamic of the producing movies is like going to the war, right? You have to win with other competition. You need to get some awards first on some festivals, and then you may apply for some bigger things. So that Venus in 7th is definitely very nice. Then she got this fraud litigation. This is now about money, about those physical things. So the Rashi would be quite good. Venus is with 6th Lord, Saturn, and Badakesha, Jupiter. So when 6th Lord, Badakesha, usually we need some Mercury also there. Mercury and Mars are having this Papa Yoga. Then she was separated from her spouse, first spouse, in Mars Moon, and get divorced in Rahu. Mars Moon. Oh my God. How to understand it with the Rashi? I thought that Moon has Digbala in the 4th, right? 11 and 9 Lord in 4th. Beautiful. But in the Navamsha, it's a 6th Lord. Separation and divorce in Rahu. 8th Lord. So divorce is 8th Lord. So you could get some luck with saying that Rahu will not be the best for the married life, because Rahu is 6th Lord in the Rashi chart. But, previously it was Mars Ketu. Ketu was in 6th, right? So how to differentiate? Is there some problem? Is there separation? Is it divorce? With the Navamsha, we are in better hands. Those language of Navamsha is more accurate for that specific area of life. And then she got end of the contract in Rahu also. So she finished her contract. Rahu is in 12, right? We could say, oh, now you could do some ninja tricks. 10th Lord is in Lagna, Simhasana, very good. The dispositor is Rahu, or rather the Uchanat, which is playing the role of Anitya Karaka, or dispositor is Rahu. And it's in 12, right? Or you could say also 6th Lord is about the work. 6th Lord in 12, it's 7 from 6. It's like losing and leaving the work. Yes, that's true. But without having this information, would you say it will be like end of job, end of contract, retirement, something like that? Again, here we can only say, based on Rashi, that there will something bad maybe happen to career life, right? Maybe there will be some losses, something like that. In the Dashamsa, Rahu is in 8. Okay? 8th house, end of work, end of contract, end of job. Very, very clear. And it's only Rahu. So you don't have those options. You don't have this ambiguity. Rahu, Antardasha. And this is Moon Vimshotri, so it's should be super general Dasha, not very accurate for some specific tailored prediction for some yogas, for some areas, but still we are getting very accurate. Now, the second marriage, Rahu Jupiter, you are safe with Rashi because Jupiter is 7th Lord in the 2nd house. We know the second marriage is 2nd house. In the Navamsha, of course, Jupiter is second lord. So the second marriage got activated. Third marriage, Rahu, Saturn. So again, in Rashi, you got lucky because Saturn is with the ninth lord Venus, right? So you can see, in those situations when the Rashi is aligned or saying the same story as Navamsha, then you got lucky. Right? Because the real reason why she got married in Rahu Saturn is because Saturn is a ninth in the Navamsha. So second marriage, Rahu Jupiter, Jupiter is in the second house. Third marriage, Rahu Saturn, because Saturn is in the ninth house. Third marriage in the Navamsha is the ninth house. And then she switched, right? We know she ended the job in Rahu. Rahu is an 8 in Dashamsa in the chart of work. She got new job in the TV in 1957 in Rahu Saturn. Where is Saturn in Dashamsa? Fifth house. So easy. So easy. Just take these two events, right? Finish work, Rahu, end of the contract with TV Fox, I think, and then new job, Rahu Saturn. Imagine you have only Rashi chart. End of job, Rahu. Oh, yeah. Ninja tricks, right? 6 Lord and 12. Saturn again, Raja Yoga. Maybe. But with the Dashamsa, now you are talking the language of career life. Rahu, end of career, 8th house. Rahu, Saturn, new career, right? Saturn is also 10th from Rahu, 10th from Mahadasha. So it will definitely activate this. Then she got divorced or separated in Rahu Ketu. Why? Because it's second from the 9 in Navamsha. 10th house is second from 9. Second is Maraka or end. 9th is third marriage. So end of the third marriage happens in the 10th house, Dasha in the Navamsha. Again, very, very accurate. So you could say, yeah, Ketu is in 6 in Rashi. And again, you will get lucky because there is this alignment, right? 10th from Navamsha is loaded by Ketu, and Ketu is in 6th house. But as I said, the real reason why it is separated from the third marriage is not because of that Ketu in 6th, but because it's 10th Lord in the Navamsha. So Rashi will say something, right? Will give you some, it's like, let's say someone is doing something, someone is moving, and there is the shadow which is thrown on the wall, right? And by this shadow, you can guess what it could be. But if you want to know exactly what's happening, you need to look at that person. So that will be looking at the Varga. Now, the person died in Rahu Venus. It was a very tragic death because she died in the house. Her house burned because of they were smoking cigarettes, and that horrible accident ended her life. Rahu Venus. Okay, it's Maraka, 7th Lord in 2nd house, right? Why not Jupiter? Why not Saturn? That would be other questions. In the Navamsha, someone will say, yeah, Venus is also not so easy to say, right? When I was starting analyzing this chart, I thought she is Pisces Lagna because that Saturn Rahu gets strongly activated in different dasha, in Rashi, some different Rashi dashas, and I thought that she is Pisces. But then I understood that the 8th house also here get activated in her demise very strongly, and but still Rahu Venus. Venus is dispositor of the 12th Lord. Now someone can say, oh, you are using now ninja tricks in the Navamsha. Venus is, I would not say that Venus will bring death. But you need to also consult Navamsha with the Varga. So in the Trimshamsa chart, Saturn was not really so easy giving death, right? But Venus is in the Marana Karakastana, and the Anubhava, the distance between Mahadasha to Antardasha and going back is going to the 12th house. Rahu is in the 12th, Venus is in the 6th, the Anubhava is going to 12. And Saturn is exalted in 10th house in that Trimshamsa chart. So you need also to consult Navamsha and Varga. So Rashi, Navamsha, and Varga. Therefore, from the Rashi chart, you could say, oh, it's a Maraka. Of course, not always Maraka in the Rashi chart will indicate the time of death. This is not working very in a repeated way. Navamsha 12th house, yes, it will be always connected somehow and then you can consult the Trim Shamsa chart to exclude those other options. Again, if that Trim Shamsa would be aligned with the Navamsha, then you would get lucky in the Navamsha. If the Navamsha is aligned with the Rashi, you get lucky in your predictions with using only the Rashi chart. Okay, guys, that's it for today. I hope you find this interesting and informative. For more structurized knowledge, please consider joining the course. Join our Discord community for one-on-one consultation. Please hit me up with this email. We'll schedule 60 or 90 minutes reading your chart. And if you'd like to get more information how to rectify the Navamsha, please consider watching this one.